Flip TV Plus. This is morning news on Flip TV Plus. Here are the headlines. Sanwo-Olu assigns portfolio to newly sworn-in commissioners. Remi Tinubu donates 500 million naira to displaced persons in Plateau. Shettima to represent Tinubu at G77 summit. Oba Laoye makes first public appearance after 7 days. Mohbad's family plots to snatch assets from bereaved wife. UNILAG students protest over tuition fee hike. Now the news. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has sworn in 37 new commissioners and special advisors that will join him in running the affairs of the state for the next 4 years. The commissioners and special advisors who took their oath of office at the Adeyemi Bello Auditorium, Alausa Ikeja, were asked by the governor to take their roles seriously and serve in the interest of the people. Governor Sanwo-Olu commended the State of House Assembly for the job well done during the nominee screening exercise, which lasted for about 4 weeks. He also asked the new cabinet members to put in their best and ensure their work reflects excellence at all times by carrying the people along. On to the next news. Concerned about the recent spate of violence in Plateau State, Nigeria's First Lady Remi Tinubu on Tuesday donated 500 million naira to 500 families. The beneficiaries were drawn from 6 local government areas of the north-central state. Senator Tinubu was in Jos, the state capital, to commiserate with the victims, encouraging them not to lose hope as her husband and other stakeholders work to ensure enduring peace in the troubled communities. The First Lady expressed worry over the crisis that has bedeviled the state, particularly the Mangu people, explaining how concerned she is to learn about the destruction of lives and properties. The president's wife noted that the gesture is her way of supporting the affected families with their shelter and other essential needs.
In times like this, it is not enough to simply offer sympathy and condolences. We must take concrete actions to alleviate the sufferings of those affected, and this is why we are here today, not only to sympathize with you, but to offer a modest support. The administration of President Bola Tinubu, GCFR, is committed to pursuing dialogue and reconciliation among Nigerians that will foster lasting peace, not only in Plateau State, but across the entire nation.
In his remarks, the state governor, Caleb Mutfwang, commended the First Lady's gesture, while describing her as a compassionate leader who has a compassion for humanity. Governor Mutfwang urged beneficiaries not to be selfish in the disbursement to members of their households.
And I'd like to say that we are quite fortunate on the plateau, that Her Excellency chose Plateau State, a state controlled not by an APC government, but an opposition party. Tells a wonderful story that after politicking, we must first governance. I want to put on record that I was privileged to be among the first governors to also have audience with Her Excellency.
Meanwhile, Nigeria's Vice President Kashim Shettima on Wednesday departed Abuja to represent President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the G77 U.S.-China Leaders Summit in Havana, Cuba, from 15th to 17th September 2023. This was disclosed by the Director of Information, Office of the Vice President, Olusola Abiola, in a statement made available to the media. He said the Vice President will be joining other world leaders, including the United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres, at the summit to deliberate on development issues facing members mostly from the Global South. The summit will equally explore proactive ways of addressing challenges facing the development of the member states, leveraging science, technology, and innovation to enhance socio-economic growth. Nigeria is a founding member of the G77 group, which was established in 1964 by 77 developing countries. The group, a coalition of 134 developing countries with 80% of world population, aims to promote its members' collective economic interest and create an enhanced joint negotiating capacity in the United Nations. In other news, the newly installed Soun of Ogbomosho land, Oba Afolabi Gandi Laoye, is scheduled to make his first public appearance on Thursday morning, following the conclusion of 7 days of traditional rites. Recall that kingmakers of the ancient town of Ogbomosho installed Pastor Prince Gandi Afolabi Laoye of the Redeemed Christian Church of God (RCCG) as the new Soun of Ogbomosho. At the end of the 7 days of traditional rites, the new monarch is expected to make his first public appearance on Thursday at 8 a.m. According to reports, traditional drummers, sons and daughters of the land will receive the new monarch at the gateway of the town, possibly at Baptist Seminary, where he is expected to be led into the palace. In another development, some students of the University of Lagos on Wednesday took to the streets to express their dissatisfaction with the raised tuition fees announced by the school management. This marks the second protest in just 1 week, with the UNILAG students joined by their peers from other universities. The protesters took to the streets calling on the school authorities to lower the fees. They were accompanied by police and security personnel. Some students expressed their determination to continue protesting until the school authorities reverted to their previous fees, stating that the fee increase lacked empathy. The students also urged the federal government to allocate the funds from subsidy removal towards education instead of allowing an increase in school fees. In July, the UNILAG authorities announced a rise in tuition fees for both new and returning undergraduate students, citing the current economic conditions as the reason behind the decision. Finally, on the news, Nigerians on social media have accused some members of the deceased singer Mohbad's family of plotting to take his properties from his bereaved 24-year-old widow. They made the allegation while reacting to a video recorded from his graveyard in Ikorodu where he was buried. Some men could be heard saying his wife should not come near his burial ground, otherwise they would take over his property from them. Some Nigerians took to social media to slam the men for plotting to take over his properties from the wife and their son. A video of a woman who expressed anger over the place the singer was buried made the rounds on social media. In the video, the woman who looked displeased said they brought his body to the place in Okorodu so that Mohbad's people would see what his wife had done.
Hello. I want to get it to Hi, boy.
Thanks for joining our news broadcast. Subscribe on our channel for latest updates. Okoyemi Olugbemi reporting for Flip TV Plus.